Imagine this. You walk onto a used car lot, and there it is, a Genesis G80. Leather everywhere. A massive screen. It looks and feels like a $60, $70, even $80,000 Mercedes or BMW. But the price tag? It's sitting at almost half of what it cost brand new just 3 or 4 years ago. Your brain immediately screams, deal of the century. But here's the question nobody on the dealer lot is going to ask you. Why is it so cheap? Is this car a hidden gem, or is it a slow-motion financial disaster waiting to drain your bank account one repair bill at a time? The depreciation cliff. Let's start with the cold, hard numbers, because this is where the deal really comes from. On average, a Genesis vehicle loses roughly half its value within 5 years. That's a steep drop. But here's the twist. That's actually not unusual for the luxury segment. Mercedes, BMW, and Audi sedans often depreciate just as fast. The Genesis G80, the compact luxury sedan that competes with the BMW 3 Series and Audi A4, depreciates around 45% over 5 years. That's actually better than a lot of its German rivals. A G70 that cost around $50,000 new can often be found in the high 20s or low 30s after 5 years. That's a sedan with a twin-turbo V6 option, a gorgeous interior, and genuinely sharp handling. The G80, the mid-size luxury sedan, currently ranks among the better Genesis models for value retention, holding on to a little over half its original value after 5 years. For a car this size, with this level of equipment, that's a respectable number. The GV70 and GV80 Genesis's SUVs sit in a similar zone, typically retaining somewhere around half of their original sticker price after half a decade. And then there's the wild card, the GV60 Genesis's all-electric crossover. This one depreciates hard. We're talking about a vehicle that might have started in the low $60,000 range new, and after 5 years, some depreciation models put its resale value down in the mid-20s. That's a drop of more than 50%, and in some cases approaching 60. Why does the GV60 fall off a cliff so much faster than the gas-powered Genesis models? A few reasons. First, EV battery anxiety. Used buyers are nervous about battery health, battery replacement costs, and how an EV will perform in 5, 6, 7 years. That fear gets baked directly into the asking price. Second, brand recognition. If you're shopping for a used EV and you don't know Genesis well, you're far more likely to compare it and bid against a Tesla Model Y, a name everyone already trusts. That competition pushes Genesis EV prices down. Third, early EV growing pains. Like a lot of first-generation electric vehicles from legacy automakers, the GV60 has had its share of software updates, technical campaigns, and stop sale notices. Even when these issues get fixed under warranty, that headline risk lingers in buyers' minds and shows up at auction. So here's your first big takeaway. If depreciation is your main concern, the gas-powered Genesis sedans, especially the G70, are actually a smarter financial play. But the GV60 electric model is a completely different story, and we'll come back to that. Now, fast depreciation is bad news if you bought the car new and you're trying to sell it early. But if you're the one buying used, that depreciation curve is now working for you, not against you. Somebody else absorbed that brutal first-year hit. You get to step in after the steepest part of the cliff has already happened. The reliability question. Across the current lineup, the majority of Genesis models surveyed have scored below average in owner-reported reliability. In-car electronics, things like the infotainment screen freezing, glitching, or the digital instrument cluster acting up. In fact, several current Genesis models have been tied to a recall related to electrical system failures. Now, before you slam the laptop shut and swear off Genesis forever, let's add some crucial context. 1. Recalls are not the same as this car will break and bankrupt you. A recall means the manufacturer identified a potential issue, sometimes from a tiny percentage of vehicles, and is offering a free fix. If you buy a used Genesis, one of the first things you should do is run the VIN through the manufacturer's recall database. If there's an open recall, Genesis dealerships fix it at no cost to you. That's not a financial nightmare, that's a free repair. And here's where Genesis's long-term durability story gets genuinely impressive. Under the hood, these cars share a lot of mechanical DNA with Hyundai and Kia, engines, transmissions. With proper maintenance, Genesis vehicles are commonly reported to be capable of reaching 200,000 to even 300,000 miles. That's 15 to 20 years of life for the average driver. So the picture that emerges is this. The electronics can be finicky, especially in earlier model years, but the core mechanical bones of these cars are built to last. The warranty advantage, Genesis's secret weapon. Now here's where things shift dramatically in Genesis's favor, and honestly, this might be the single most important factor in this entire video. Genesis backs every new vehicle with one of the strongest warranty packages in the entire industry, a 5-year 60,000-mile basic new vehicle warranty, a 10-year 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, a complimentary scheduled maintenance for a set period, a roadside assistance coverage. Now here's why this matters so much if you're buying used. If you buy a Genesis that's 2, 3, even 4 years old, there's a very good chance it's still covered under that original new vehicle warranty, and an excellent chance the powertrain warranty is still active because that 10-year coverage is incredibly generous. Think about what that actually means in dollar terms. That dramatically changes the risk profile. Compare that to a used BMW or Mercedes of similar age, where the factory warranty has often already expired or is about to, and you're suddenly looking at out-of-pocket repair costs that can run into the thousands for things like air suspension failures, electrical gremlins, or turbo issues. The hidden costs, what the warranty doesn't cover. Of course, no warranty covers everything, and this is where we need to be honest about the real costs of Genesis ownership. Insurance. Genesis vehicles, especially the SUVs, tend to carry higher insurance premiums than comparable mainstream brands. Annual insurance costs in the multiple thousands of dollars range aren't unusual for these vehicles, simply because the repair costs for luxury parts, sensors, cameras, body panels with embedded tech are higher across the board, even for minor fender benders. Tires. Many Genesis models come with larger wheels and performance-oriented tires, especially on sportier trims. Replacing a set of these isn't going to cost what a set of Camry tires costs. Routine maintenance after the complimentary period ends. Oil changes, brake jobs, and fluid services on a Genesis will typically cost more at a dealership than the same service on Hyundai or Kia. You're paying for the Genesis experience, the loaner cars, the valet pickup service, the lounge with espresso machines, parts and service network. This is a real one. Genesis is still a relatively young standalone brand in many markets, which means there are fewer dedicated Genesis service centers compared to, say, Toyota or Honda, or even BMW and Mercedes, which have had decades to build out their networks. If you live somewhere without a nearby Genesis dealer, getting warranty work done, or even just routine maintenance might mean a longer drive than you'd like. The depreciation hit if you plan to sell later. Remember that GV60 we talked about? If you're buying an electric Genesis used, be aware that when it's your turn to sell, you may face the same steep drop-off. EVs in general are still working through a turbulent resale market as battery technology and EV adoption rates evolve. None of these things individually scream financial nightmare. But stacked together, higher insurance, pricier maintenance once the free period ends, and a smaller service network, they add up to a noticeably higher cost of ownership ceiling than a mainstream brand, even on a used car you bought for a great price. Who should buy a used Genesis, and who should walk away? So let's bring this all together. Based on everything we've covered, the depreciation, the reliability data, the warranty coverage, and the hidden costs, here's how I'd break down the decision. A used Genesis makes a lot of sense for you if you want a genuinely premium driving experience. Leather, advanced safety tech, a quiet cabin, strong performance, at a price that's dramatically below comparable German luxury cars. You're buying a model that's only 2 to 4 years old, where a large chunk of that incredible 10-year powertrain warranty is still intact. In this scenario, you're essentially getting luxury car ownership with a safety net that very few used cars at this price point can match. You have access to a Genesis dealership reasonably close to home, so warranty work and maintenance aren't a logistical headache. You've done your homework on the specific model year you're considering, checking recall history, reading owner reviews for that exact year, and confirming any open recalls have already been addressed. On the other hand, a used Genesis might be a financial trap for you if you're considering an older model, say 6, 7, or more years old, where the bulk of that powertrain warranty has expired, and you're someone who's not comfortable budgeting for the occasional larger repair bill on luxury-grade components. You're shopping for the GV60 purely as a cheap luxury AV without fully understanding the resale risk if you plan to sell it again in a few years, or without researching battery health and any related software/recall history on that specific vehicle. You live in an area with no Genesis dealer nearby. and you're not comfortable relying on independent mechanics for warranty-eligible repairs or specialized parts. You're on a razor-thin budget where even a few $100s in unexpected insurance or maintenance costs would cause real financial stress. In that case, a mainstream brand with a lower total cost of ownership is probably the safer call, even if it's less exciting to drive. Final verdict. So, back to our big question. Is a used Genesis a financial nightmare? Here's my honest take: the nightmare label is too harsh, but the no-brainer deal label is too generous. What a used Genesis actually represents is a calculated BET. You're betting that the manufacturer's industry-leading warranty will absorb the big mechanical risks during the years you own it. You're betting that the electronics issues that have shown up in recent reliability surveys are more annoying glitch than expensive failure. And you're betting that the incredible value for money on the interior, tech, and performance is worth slightly higher insurance and maintenance costs along the way. For a lot of buyers, especially those targeting a Genesis that's just 2 to 4 years old, still well within that powertrain warranty, that bet pays off beautifully. You get a car that looks and feels like it costs twice as much, backed by a safety net most used cars simply don't have. But if you're shopping at the older, cheaper end of the used Genesis market, buying that depreciation-heavy GV60, you need to go in with your eyes open, your VIN history checked, and your budget built around a real cost of ownership, not just the tempting price tag on the windshield.